I hope I do that. That's a great question. The longer you preach, it is true, it takes less time. The danger in that is, you've been talking for, my very first church, I was the associate pastor. I was 23 or 24 years old. This dear old lady, our next door neighbor with the church, she said, Pastor, wow, you can just talk and talk. I think she was amazed that I was 24 and I could speak in complete sentences. So you know, men, you get used to it. You've done it for a lot of years. I could get up and preach probably a halfway decent sermon with next to no prep time. The danger, of course, is because you can get away with it when you couldn't get away with it when you were younger. You don't want to get away with it. So, on the one hand, I don't beat myself up if just one of those weeks happens and everything comes crashing down and you don't have the time you want. But if one of those weeks starts to be every week, and I don't beat myself up if I never agreed with you spend 1 hour of prep time for every minute that you preach in the pulpit. What? No, never work. So I've gone from, and I hesitate to give times because every man is different, but I've gone from 12 to 15 hours for prep for a morning sermon to 10 to 12 to maybe 8 to 10, and a little bit less than that when I have to do an evening sermon as well. And if I got it at 5 hours, praise the Lord. I say, well, I better stare at this and not do anything for 3 hours so I feel good about myself. But to answer your question, it's the process of slowing down. One of the reasons you learn Greek and Hebrew is not because we're going to be Greek and Hebrew experts, but because you'll never be good at it enough to not slow down. Even if you don't know Greek and Hebrew, to copy the verse by hand from English helps you to slow down and not just crank out points. It's for one of the reasons for me anyways. I don't use software. I don't use the stuff that just gives you, here's everything right there. I like the discipline and the slowness of taking books off my shelf, reading through them, underlining them. You can't substitute just some of that marinating time. And it's really about being prayerful and reminding yourself and being reminded, Lord, would you first give me something from this word? It is so easy every week to be driven by, I have to say something. I would say, the thing about Sundays, boy, there's one every single week. And preaching is glorious, and it's also a grind sometimes. And to keep the balance of glory and it's a grind to be more on the glory side, you have to really safeguard some of those times. So I got Barry here to make sure nobody gets on my schedule for Friday and nobody gets on my schedule for Monday, and the times that are really blocked out